All right, we checking out another one from O'Shea Duke Jackson. Go check him out. Um, I will leave a link to the description down below if you want to just watch him without my commentary. But we're gonna get into this, and things are getting worse for Officer Tatum. And I've seen some things that he's put out before, and I think I have like one thing of his on Instagram, but as I started like watching him more, I'm just like, oh, he's another one of those dudes. So let's see what we got here.
I'm not gonna lie, y'all. One of the most loyal people on this YouTube thing is actually Officer Tatum. He is
Oh, really?
loyal to a fault. A lot of people will throw you underneath the bus when things are going bad. And yes, Brandon Tatum does throw black people under the bus all the time.
This is gonna turn so badly, I can already tell. It's like he's just softballing you up before he hits you in the face with a baseball bat.
But black people are not really his friends, and what made him so popular is being a black conservative. But I gotta be honest, he is loyal as hell. If he rock with you, he do. If he don't, he won't. But I don't necessarily think that he's fake. All right, that's one thing. I honestly believe that what he's saying, he actually believes it. And again, if he came in the game with Charlie Kirk, he rocking with Charlie Kirk. If he came in the game with Candace Owens, he's rocking with Candace Owens. Stop the show. Even though Candace Owens,
I guess you got to give him credit for that. He is right. He is a writer. The question is, do you really know what you riding for or riding with, and are you gonna be prepared to take that heat?
could be, to many people, the biggest hater on Israel right now on YouTube. But Brandon Tatum really has a problem with Nick Fuentes. Now, as you know, Nick Fuentes and Charlie Kirk didn't have a good relationship. They didn't have a relationship at all. They disliked each other a lot. But once Charlie Kirk passed,
I'll take that because yeah, I'll take that as a very small pinch of some kind of win because at least you knew that Nick Fuentes is not a good person either.
away, Nick Fuentes admitted that he did not like Charlie Kirk, and the opposite was true for Charlie Kirk towards him. He admitted that, but he did say a lot of nice things about Charlie Kirk. He did feel like what happened to him was wrong, but Brandon Tatum is not accepting that. Charlie Kirk can't accept the apology because he's passed on, but Brandon Tatum is going all around the internet right now. He's making sure that Nick Fuentes has to pay for anything bad about Charlie Kirk that he said in the past.
Nick Fuentes shamed Charlie ever since 2017. He would come out, harass, accost Charlie at events. He would harass his wife. Him and the would harass my wife because she's white. And this guy said Charlie is a fake Christian and he's disgusting and he should never be able to be on campus without being shouted down.
And guys, Brandon Tatum is not letting it go. This was just earlier today, at least my time. That clip that we just saw, Nick Fuentes didn't start praising Charlie until after he died and giving him credit after he.
Sound like Nick Fuentes got on the bandwagon because he knew it would help his algorithm. It would actually help him get out there more, even more than what he already has, and maybe even try to bring people over to more of his side by doing so. It looked like it was a play for it was a marketing play, to be honest with you.
Bashed and harassed Charlie for years is crazy. Thank you, Piers Morgan, for having me on your show. Now, again, Charlie Kirk been dead for 2 weeks, and Brandon Tatum is still on Nick Fuentes' neck. Now, mind you, Brandon Tatum talks about Nick Fuentes a lot. We're gonna find out why.
He got a little group and they're incredibly racist. And if you listen to these long enough, they would try to convince you that America is better when it's white. No, America is better when you live the American dream and you have the American idea in your heart and you assimilate to that theology. That's when America is better. Whether you black, green, immigrant, white, you name it, you apply that you will live an American dream or you'll live a great experience in America.
So as you can see on that clip, when it comes to Tatum, he's upset that, you know, they're trying to say America is better if it's all white. Now, somebody like Myron could agree with that, but Tatum is smart enough to understand if America is all white, automatically it displaces him. So now he has to defend.
At least he's self-aware to know that, because we just, watched the Hodge twins. Then you got Myron. They don't seem to understand that. They ain't self-aware. They delusional as fuck. But at least he's self-aware to know that.
In that position. Now, at the same time, he's coming down on a certain part of blacks. He's not saying that all blacks are bad, but at the same time, he monetizes that sort of content. And so Tatum has to basically come against that and says, listen, to say America needs to be white, wait a minute, nah, that's not true. We all need to have an American, he uses the word theology, which is like a religion, but I guess you could use that word if you'd like. We have to have the American mentality, right? So he doesn't mind being married to a white woman, it seems like that's his preference because his first kid's mother is white. But at the same time, when somebody says America is for all white people, he has a problem with this. Now, this is the paradox or the issue that many black conservatives find themselves in. On one hand, they get the ability to exploit all of the opportunities being a black conservative in an all or a predominantly white space. But at the same time, when those whites want America to be white only, all of a sudden he has to defend that because, hey, your content was helping pushing the same narrative why whites do want an all white America. And you helped with that narrative. Now they're coming after you because you have a white wife. Now you're trying to push that position that no, immigrants, blacks, yellows, it doesn't matter who it is, as long as they have the American mentality. Well, sir, that sounds very Democratic Party of you, right? It sounds very illegal immigrant. Hold on. It sounds very inclusive. And I'm going to be honest with you. A lot of the white conservatives are not trying to hear inclusivity right now, bro. They're not trying to hear inclusivity. They want to hear exclusivity. And that means that your ass would have to go.
That's facts, though. I knew he was going to just go ahead and lift you up slowly before you got popped in the head, because he is 100% correct about that. You can't play both sides of the line. You got to pick one or the other, because if you play on both sides of the fence, then you're going to get hit in the head by both sides. Where you fall is where you fall.
Again, we got more proof that Tatum is just not letting down on this guy.
So he can try to position himself to be the next Charlie Kirk, leading young boys to stupidity. He's not married. He don't have no kids. That boy don't know what he's talking about. In the video with a furry, I'll pull a tape. He was in a video with a furry. I didn't know the stuff. So some dude had bunny ears or something on him, and he riding around with him all day, went to lunch with him and everything. It's on camera. He did it. Talking about he was trolling.
So here he's talking.
I'm sorry to tell you, it don't matter if he was trolling or not. Now, granted, I did a space on X, which you'll be able to find me on there, where I was a co-host for those types of spaces, and I don't care if you're a furry or not. Like, hey, if that's your thing, that's your thing. Rock out. But you try to use that as a defense is kind of, as a put down is kind of crazy. But him saying he trolling is kind of crazy as well. So you both sound like crazy people. But I did say early in this video that it looked like he was using it for a marketing tactic and trying to sway people over that were for Charlie and not him over to his side. So for him, he's trying to look at it as a win-win because now he doesn't feel he has any competition. But that dude's he's a chump.
Talking about the fact that, look, he's only doing this because he wants to be the next Charlie Kirk. But check this part out.
Bro, that's your boy. You like the shooter, your boyfriend, and you don't want nobody to know you up there, man on your back at night. It's mostly the ones that are hyper Christian that hate everybody. Be the ones that laying on their back with some fairy on the back of them. And I bet that's what this boy doing. Go check his files. That's why he ain't got no woman. It ain't because he really so dedicated to it. Man, he got it because he got a tranny.
Now he's mad saying that Nick Fuentes is actually gay. Now, I've heard that Nick Fuentes had at least one issue where there was some male-on-male clapping on the stream, and he
Dang, bro, Nick Fuentes, it's a good thing you got that unibrow checked out. Good lordy. He looked like he got caterpillars on his forehead. Like, so glad you got that check, bro. Because that was, I bet you got a nice bill for that. A couple of hairs come in between that unibrow right there. I bet he'd be plucking like crazy. It's just wow. If he's gay or not, who cares? But if you're gonna be something, you better be it. Don't be sitting around here playing in the background because anything done in the dark will come to the light.
was like kind of watching it. I don't know necessarily how true that is, but I think there's some kind of video that I don't know if he got hacked or whatever. But this is how strong Tatum feels about Nick Fuentes and how fake he is and his real motivation for talking good on Charlie Kirk. But the question is this: did Nick Fuentes have any evidence that he felt negative about Charlie Kirk?
The contrast could not be more clear. Charlie Kirk is a totally unexceptional human being. A moral struggle that's happening on the higher dimension, right? Which is Christ versus the devil. Who does Charlie Kirk serve? You know, is he really a Christian? Is he really Christ-like when he supports foreign wars and Israel and all this? Look at the people he's taking money from. You know, so the guy's a fake Christian. The guy's not a patriot. He hates our country. He's un-American.
So, yep, that's definitely strong enough evidence right there that he felt that Charlie Kirk was fake when he was living.
Yeah.
And is there any more evidence?
I do not want to hear, and you cannot allow Charlie Kirk to go to one more public event, one more question and answer, one more ask me anything, without being protested, without being shouted down, without being interrogated about this.
Yes, there is more evidence. So, in my honest opinion, Officer Tatum is right. Like, he's right to make Nick Fuentes defend that territory of, hey, remember what you said, bro. Like, yes, I know that you admitted you don't like Charlie, but now you're trying to fake the funk because you know that Charlie Kirk had a huge audience, Charlie Kirk had money, and you really don't care about Charlie Kirk. The problem is that Officer Tatum's pleas are falling on deaf ears. Like, nobody can say that he's wrong about this because, to be honest, he is doing something that's honorable. If Charlie Kirk is really his friend, he's riding for his boy, like, even in death.
You got to give him that credit. Like I said, he's a rider. So if he rides with you, he riding with you till the wheels fall off or you put him in a casket, which you got to respect that part. Rather, no matter which way you look at him, you got to respect that about him. And you can tell, man, if Fuentes there, he looks like a weasel and a snake. And from what we're seeing, that's exactly what he is. And Officer Tatum over here is keeping his boot nicely pressed on the back of his neck, which, I mean, rightfully so. If that's your boy, you know.
That is actually honorable. I mean, I got to give it to him, right? Most people don't do that for their friends, but he's doing that. He's still going on Piers Morgan. He's still going everywhere. And obviously, you know, Nick Fuentes and his followers have disrespected him. But this is what he's saying. He's telling the truth. Charlie Kirk, for sure, would side with Brandon Tatum over Nick Fuentes. But what is the audience saying? Check this out. The guy goes, Alaska Pants. On PBD's podcast, Nick admitted that he didn't like Charlie, but he respects his courage and has reflected on his past opinion of him. Okay, this sounds like somebody wanting to give Fuentes a pass. You seem like a very polite and intelligent person. Respectfully, however, the Israel-Palestine issue is not your forte.
Oh, dang. He tried to burn him right there. He set him up to slap him down, is what it looked like.
So basically, you're too dumb to talk about this issue, according to
That's
the
what
guy.
it sounds
That's what
like.
he's trying to say. So what? They were political rivals. Wow, so what? You want him to keep bashing Charlie now that their fight is over? Or do you think it's appropriate to recognize the good Charlie did? Listen at this. I understand your paycheck depends on your shilling for the establishment, but you become way too establishment. You stop thinking for yourself. Brandon does.
Wow, they tried to roast him on the open fire with some of them comments. But I mean, it is what it is.
Doesn't understand this, right? As much as he's trying to defend Charlie, what people are saying is, or what people are noticing, is that Brandon Tatum is too close to Israel. Now, again, here's why I'm saying where black people overstep their boundaries. Brandon Tatum and Candace Owens, their pocket was the black community, at least for the conservatives. All right. But it came a point where that was too old. Now they're getting into like a lot of this geopolitical stuff. And so now when they're getting into geopolitical stuff, now they're looked at as being bought or being fake, even though Tatum is rocking for his boy and he's right. But that's not how anybody else sees it for the most part. Honest question. How does one claim to be pro-life while supporting the mass deletions of children in the land of Christ? Basically, they're challenging Tatum, his support for Israel, okay? Again, grace and humility are the most basic tenet of Christianity. Nick isn't perfect. Neither are you. Neither am I. We are all sinful. Nick was good, showed humility, reverence, temperance, honesty after Charlie's death, and this should be acknowledged. Who are you to condemn him? Really, who are you? No different than the countless lost souls who condemn Charlie. I hope your eyes open and your heart grows warmer and you find peace in leaving future condemnation with God. This is, in other words, listen, Mr. Black Guy, who do you think you are talking about Nick Fuentes, okay? That's really what I believe this is saying.
That's what it seemed like they saying without actually blatantly just saying it. So, O'Shea, I'm with you on that one.
You're black. Stay in your lane, bro. Like, who are you to call out Nick Fuentes? As a black guy? That's what this is saying to me. Other person goes, you tried your best. It's very difficult to defend apartheid. Again,
Wow.
not even listen to what you're saying now, bro. They're all talking about everything else. This guy goes, what's your MNF point? Damn. Nick Fuentes said on PBDS podcast today, him and Charlie were enemies, political rival.
Now, this guy right here, the last, you can look at his picture and he looks like he might have been yelling that out loud when he was typing it, is what it looked like.
I was with the conservative moment. Are you jealous? Whoa. How Nick felt about Charlie Pryor assassination is no mystery. However, Nick is also still young and has some growing up to do. That being said, he's more put together than other than 99% of people's age. Okay? So basically, shut your mouth, Tatum. Like, nobody cares about what you have to say criticizing somebody else that's in the white conservative movement. Okay? Nick and Charlie were.
I don't know why he couldn't. They seem to be okay with making comments about anybody else of any ethnic background. So what's good for the goose is good for the gander. So, keep doing what you're doing.
Political rivals, just like you are with many people. That doesn't mean you want them deleted, bleep out, murdered. And it doesn't mean you cannot give them a touching tribute if they are. You would never hold yourself to this standard. So here's why things are getting worse for Brandon Tatum. The more he's coming after Nick Fuentes, but then refusing to come after Candace Owens and coming after like some of the legends in the conservative movement, like Tucker Carlson, he's making himself look more exposed. These people don't even care that Nick didn't like Charlie anymore. They like the fact that he paid somewhat of homage to Charlie. Yeah. And then you have Brandon Tatum trying to bring up the fact that, oh, wait, Nick was disrespecting Charlie. The problem is that Nick is more powerful in the right, even in the extreme right, or maybe moderate right, than Brandon Tatum is. Brandon Tatum is not that powerful, or like as an influencer. I mean, he has followers, but he doesn't have leverage. And the reason is black conservatives in general don't have leverage in the right, not in the moderate right, especially not in the extreme right. And so he has money, he has all of that, but nobody cares about Brandon Tatum's opinion, and they don't want basically to hear what he has to say about a white guy. Like, it's just, he should be shutting up, according to them. And this is another reason why, like, if he doesn't shut up, he's going to start to lose a lot more support, right? He's already lost support.
Man, he gonna start losing support, money, and all kinds of other things. Doors that might be kind of cracked for him are gonna be completely shut closed. But we'll see if he gonna walk into the fire.
Claiming Israel. But doing this will make it worse. So, guys, what do you think? It's your boy, Oshay Jackson, back at it again. Another episode of Celebrity Drunk. I put you fire. You do scare the bell? We're out.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I think that what could definitely end up happening if he keeps going down this road is that like I said, the little bit of doors that are cracked open for him to slide through will be shut closed completely. Because with Fuentes there, he Oshay is correct. He has way more power over there than Tatum does, and that's just that's just what it is. I mean, he's been there. He's been moving longer in that sector, and he's just been in rooms that Officer Tatum will probably never ever go in, which really are the people that probably make more moves and make more things shake with less push. You know what I'm saying? With just like a conversation and a handshake, or maybe even a look to make things shake. So I don't know. We know that this is gonna be publicized on social media to see if if Tatum is gonna keep being able to go up, or is he finally reaching a ceiling, and that's just where he's gonna be capped off at. So I don't know. I'm gonna keep checking this out and watching this along the way. Let me know if you like my reaction to Oshay Duke Jackson. And like I said, I will leave the link to his channel or to this actual video in the description. I guess I will catch y'all on the next reaction from me. Peace.